Good evening, everyone. I hope that you all are doing great. Again, Sanjana this side. So, let me highlight one thing today. It is going to be a live session for our FDP. And it is an honor to introduce Dr. Winspool, a distinguished academician and an industrial veteran with over 22 years of expertise in engineering and administration. Currently, servicing as a professor and a head of the Department of CSE at Christ College of Engineering, Dr. Pull brings a wealth of knowledge from both the corporate and academic world. Having a previous worked as a web engineering for IBM and a system architect for Microsoft. A prolific researcher and author, he has published over 35 peer-reviewed papers, holds 6 patents, and has authored 4 books on cutting-edge topics ranging from cloud computing to deep learning. His leadership has extended across the multiple institutions for as a principal and academic director, earning his prestigious advocates such as Inspiring Research Award 2021. With a deep expertise in artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, neural network, Dr. Pearl is a true visionary dedicated to the advancement of global education community. Thank you so much, sir, for joining with us. It is a pleasure to know about you, and it is amazing to have you. Thank you so much, sir. I would like to request with this introduction to start the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your kind introduction about me, the bio introduction. Okay. As it was mentioned, like how the world is going today, and you were enthusiastic about to know the present day technology, what we can render, and for the teaching and learning process, how we can make use of this particular technology in the current era. Okay. First of all, I started with an apology. Like yesterday was the session assigned on me because of some other medical emergency came to me, and that is why I rushed and started this thing. And yesterday it was unable to take you up, and today also I was rushing up with these kind of things. Because already I committed this, being that reason, I'm taking up this this thing, and I'm just coining together what exactly the present day technology lies in. Okay, and as all you know, that means those who are in this meeting, definitely I know that you are all very much enthusiastic about how to know about how can we give, or how can we render the technology into our the teaching learning practices, and the better classroom management, all these kind of things. That is what our aim. At present, I would like to know that I think I'm audible to you all, right?
You are
okay, fine. The participants, or those who are into this particular arena, are all of from the teaching fraternity or from the research research, I guess. And suppose we are into the teaching, and how we can make use of the AI into our practices. So that is what we need to do. So suppose we are teaching, or the starting fact I'll tell you. Suppose we need to start our research kind of activity or teaching activity, and we need to prepare some documentation, basically, and when somebody, that means your immediate boss is asking to make this kind of documentation while you are in the teaching, learning, and teaching process, and what we will be thinking at first in our mind. So at this in this juncture, we will be thinking of how can we create those kind of document flawlessly, without any kind of a flaw, and which will be understanding to the others, and as well as for the case of our teaching and learning process, we required that to be present before our students, or somebody is sitting in the other side. So that is the major aspects with respect to this particular thing of our teaching and learning process. What we need to make our thing. So at this point, I asked you about what will be our thought process when somebody is asking to make all these kind of things. The one thing which will be coming to our mind is by using any kind of an AI tools, and that to be generative AI tool, which will be the first thing which will be coming to our mindset. Am I correct or wrong? I think it is the way with which we need to make all the things, get it ready, and we will be first of all approaching to our AI assistant for making this. How can we make this particular thing happen to our? Is it not so? I think it is. In this manner only, we will be making all these kind of things. What is to be done, and how can we tackle, and how can we get the resources from various other sources together with build various other things with an assisted intelligence. I can say that artificial intelligence is something like an assisted intelligence. Before I start this particular session, how can we make use of that particular thing? Can anyone tell me or comment me what exactly the artificial intelligence kind of things are? What is basically an intelligence? Can anyone comment me? Like, what is an intelligence? Intelligence is an inherent thing in a human being, and which may be, or which can be, or which is developing while we are growing, and from by birth till now, we are developing our intelligence in a daily basis or a day-to-day basis, something like that. And we are gathering all the information, and we will be making a fine-tuning on that particular thing, and we will be on the top of our intelligence, on the top of our inherent intelligence, we will be making on a daily basis till now. Okay, and this is acquired from various other sources, might be from our bookish knowledge or something like that, and nowadays it is very much pretty good. We can say that as a talk of the town, we are making this particular intelligence as an artificial intelligence form, and artificially we are creating this particular intelligence. So what exactly the intelligence that means by birth from a baby, a newborn baby, I think he or she is not making or acquiring this particular thing by birth. So they will be gathering the information or gathering the data and making it as an information to them, and that information is going to be their intelligence, and by growing phases, it is again on the top of that particular thing, they will be getting the information together with. That is called as our created intelligence or acquired intelligence. Okay, so artificially how we are acquiring this particular intelligence from our learning process. Nowadays, many people or many of researchers or students or the technocrats or something like that, they are assuming that this particular thing is something so-called as usually we will say something like artificial intelligence is a part like it is AI ML or something like that. Can't it be a contradictory thing? It is a contradictory thing according to my view, because intelligence is there, and artificially we are acquiring that particular intelligence from two ways basically. And the first way is from our step-by-step learning of the data we are acquiring, and we are creating on the top of that particular thing, and we are making the ladders on that particular on top of, and there is no limitation for this particular intelligence, I hope. Okay, and for that, what we are getting or gathering the data, and we are making the things, and we will be getting the idea. And how we are gathering the information is through our logical thought process, and that logical thought process is something so-called as our algorithmic way of making the things, and some sort of a virtual kind of activity. We are making all these things and repeatedly doing by thinking and all these kind of things, and that is our learning process. And artificially acquiring, it is a mechanism basically, and that is so-called as our machine learning. That is one part, that is an acquired intelligence in the case of our artificial intelligence. Okay, that is machine learning. And another part is that we are gathering the information, or we're gathering the data from somewhere else and making it as an information, and we are making it through our the physical learning process, by touching or by smiling or something like that, by hearing. All these physical entities also, through that also we are creating our intelligence, and that is called as our deep learning process. And altogether, when we say about artificial intelligence again having two branches, that is machine learning part, and another one is our deep learning part. Deep learning is something like we are acquiring the data from the physical entities, and this way we are creating the knowledge from repeatedly learning the things from the virtual part, so-called as algorithmic part or something like that. And so that is how this particular intelligence artificially it is managed with. So when you are saying about the artificial intelligence, it is my humble request, don't use terms of as AI ML or something like that, because AI is the superlative of all these things. The intelligence part, and it is created and it is acquired from the data from through the various other ways and means, and that is through machine learning process. And machine learning process is a iterative kind of thing, and then from the physical part, physical entities, we will be creating the data. So AI is again having two branches, so called as our the machine learning and as well as deep learning, and put together it will be creating an intelligence as such. Okay, and that is how we will be creating this particular theme of artificial intelligence. And And when we are talking about this artificial intelligence, why we are going for that artificial intelligence? Because of the reason that to make ease our thought process. Okay, so intelligence is a part of our thought process, and we are creating that particular thing, and we are making the things for our easy functionality. And for that, the artificiality we will be making, and for that, we will be using all these kind of tools. Today's discussion is all about various other tools to make ease our these kind of research and development process, and by using that by using our these kind of foundation tools, how we can make our our teaching and learning process make ease. Okay, the first part of our discussion, our first part of this particular discussion is all about making some sort of a generative AI tool for what all things, how we can make all this life ease for by using this particular thing. The first and foremost thing which will be coming to our mind when we are thinking about generative AI is all of us, we know that the chat GPT. Okay, it's a kind of it's a tool for our generative AI tool. So why it is called as a generative AI tool? Because of that, so not many other things can be created through a tool set or from the algorithmic part, and this algorithm will be working on the knowledge base, and it will be gathering all the information to us, like what is when we are raising a query, something like that. What is that particular query? Query is nothing but the prompting. Okay, if somebody is asking me about how you will be gathering the information, and how you will be getting the knowledge on this particular topic, and how you will be transforming this knowledge to the machine or mechanism, and that is a kind of a prompting asked by somebody else, and according to the prompt which will be asked by somebody else, and we will be transforming, or we will be to the knowledge base what we are having, and we will be transferring the data we will be acquired, and we will be giving the answers to them. And that is quite human. And if an artificial intelligence fitted with, or AI fitted with humanoid robot is there, and we'll be asking that humanoid robot about some instance of some kind of a query or something like that, and how it will be responding to us is with respect to the knowledge which will be invest in it as a mechanism. And this mechanism works with the iterative process of various other data processing or data analysis or data analytics, or those kind of things are working over there, and it will be providing the solutions which will be prompted by its owner. We can say that because we are using that particular technology for our easiness of our life, or gathering the information of our life. And so all of us know that what exactly, how we can prompt about various other things, and various other services. Okay, and for various other purposes, we will be having various other tools developed, and as generative AI tools, like what is ChatGPT is one among them, and we'll be having what else? Perplexity is there, and we do have DeepSeek, and all these kind of things are our generative tools for make ease all our informations, all our data to be gathered from various arena. And previously we will be having only with respect to our browser will be having, and we will be opening on browser, either it is a Google one, or we'll be using Yahoo or Reddit. All these kind of things are will be considered as search engines, and through that search engine we'll be asked about all these kind of things, and if that knowledge base is having the so-called snapping of these data from the database of the servers, and it will be providing certain information or some information. Otherwise, it will be giving us no, I do not know that particular thing, what is all about and all these things. And that was the situation quite 10 to 15 years before. And now, from the 3 years, or the student who is studying in 3rd standard or 2nd standard, or that level, they are using all these kind of generative AIs, and using it in their teaching, their learning process, or for gathering the information. So, a member from our teaching fraternity, I can say you all that hereinafter, that means I can say that the profession of teaching is going to be changed with that, because we do not want to teach the students. We can say that I'm going to teach a lesson, something like that. So we do not want to make teach our words about what does they require, and what is all about, and all these kind of things, which is just not required in this era, because these technologies are in their fingertips. And only thing is, we need to make them to understand, or make them to use these kind of technology correctly, and store the things in appropriate manner, and gather the information what is required for them, all these kind of things which is required as of now. How can we do that particular thing? That is the exercise, and so as of now, I'm not in a position to show you the exercise, and I'll be that is peripherally. I'm going to tell you about what all things are there, and how can we use that particular thing, and if offline mode of laboratory kind of things are there, I can show you how can we use, and by installing various other technologies, that is various tool set, and how can we prompt that particular thing, etc. And that is how we can make that particular session lively one. And at present, I can tell you something about how can we use this particular thing, and for what is the purpose we are using, and all these kind of things. Generally, we'll be using our chat GPT for our purpose of as our generative purpose, and we know that the latest version of our chat GPT, which is coming over there, something like that, and can anyone tell me what is the latest or the present version of our ChatGPT? Anybody from this fraternity, can you tell me what is the current version, which is using by you, something like that, and for our various other purpose? So, anybody who are using this particular thing? The currently released one, all those kind of things. So since you people are using all those kind of things, because generative technology, or generative AI technology, which is released as of now as GPT 5.2, I guess, during the last 2 weeks before, that means in the December 2025, I suppose. And the speciality of that particular thing is used in that particular 5.2 something like that, it will be automatically start to think by themselves. That is the some prompt we'll be giving to them, and it automatically thinks about what exactly he or she, that means the owner, meant. In what sense does this particular guy had asked us this particular query, and with respect to that sense, we will be having a lot of mindset, no? And at this point of time, when we are asking a query to somebody else, thinking of something, and we will be asking about someday something. So our expectation is something crooked way. They will be. We want some kind of an answers or something like that, and the machine itself to analyze the person who is making the query, and how what the answer, the expected answer it to be, and that is the thing which is incorporated in our latest version of our GPT 5.2, something like that, which is just released in 2025 December, and with respect to the prompt, what we are making, we will be getting that data from that queries on what we are asking. Okay, so it's an example, and like what we do have our so-called as perplexity or something like that. Have you heard about perplexity? And we were using that particular perplexity for our these purposes. That is research document gathering purposes and all. And the complex document will be getting through that perplexity, and those and all are considered to be some kind of freewares, but in the case of our GPT, we need to pay something like that for the licential amount, and that thing will be working for our purpose. Okay, and in the case of our the free users, that means those who are using it as free, something will be hidden from that particular thing, and queries will not be properly answered by those things. Anyway, 80 to 85% will be getting the answers, and we'll be getting that particular thing, and we can use that Gemini. The purpose of using Gemini, we know that we need to create certain graphical views or something like that, and for that purpose we can use that Gemini, and what else against GPT, that is Chat GPT, we can use that DeepSeek, and I don't think that will be through DeepSeek, we'll not be getting much more information with respect to what we'll be getting. There is something lagging behind, or with respect to, or for Indians is this particular thing, or some Europeans will be getting some other information. All these things are there in this kind of the tool set kind of thing. Okay, and that is all about. We'll be getting information about what exactly that GPTs or Chat GPTs working. And do you know what exactly these Chat GPT, DeepSeek, and all these things? How the things are working behind the curtain, and how these things are working. Behind the curtain, we can say that it is a kind of a chatbot kind of thing, and it will be that means spreading out like anything, and gathering the knowledge. And we will be getting the data from the knowledge base gathered from all these kind of things, and accordingly the prompt made by the owners, and from the bot program, they will be acquired, they will be gathering the information. Accordingly, it will be finding us the solution for that, and we will be getting the solution, not data alone. That means through Gemini we can get all these kind of graphical things, get it done accordingly. Okay, that is all the things with respect to these kind of things what we are having in our generative kind of things. The models next, by using our teaching and learning process, what we are having as something which is used, and something which is useful for the teachers or the researchers. I think, have you heard about the Jupyter or something like that? So why we are going for Jupyter tool? So what is the purpose behind? And for what purpose we will be gathering the data through this particular Jupyter tool? Jupyter tool is basically meant for our how we can engage the students. That means it is basically meant for our what to say, writing the notes or doing the programs or something like that, and as the name itself mentioning about Jupyter is a notebook kind of application, and it can be considered as an interactive tool or a personalized tool for learning experience. Okay, and why it is so called as a personal learning tool? Because it will be used for first thing, as I was mentioning about the GPT tools or some perplexity tool, will be with respect to the so-called as the prompt, it will be working. But this particular tool is basically for this tool basically it has a used for auto grading tool for our AI assistants. Okay, so that means automatically we can create the codes or codes for the program, write the notes for the things, or some kind of a dynamic creations. All these kind of things are can be happen through this particular thing. Through this Jupyter kind of tools, and which will be a better and great experience for our teaching fraternity to make the notes or notebook creation, the code creation, everything can be done through this particular thing. And also the content creation, summarization, then notebook generation, etc. All these things are possible through this Jupyter tool by prompting correctly. Okay, and the thing which is thing which we need to know about Jupyter is all about for the beginners or for the users of this Jupyter, how the code can be generated or explained with. Okay, so the highlight part of using that Jupyter tool is basically I mentioned about the prompting kind of thing, and through prompt, the tool which is installed in our system, and it will be analyzing the prompt and go and make some certain changes with respect to, either it will be making certain changes in the codes what we had written either in Python or in C++, something like that, and C++, that means it is a concept of oops, and also it can be working along with our Java programs, etc., and the written program which it will be correcting with and explaining the codes of our codes what we had already written. Also, it can be professionally. Either that means it can be modified accordingly with respect to the prompt what we are making. The second thing, and the third thing is it is mainly meant for fixing of errors of that particular program. So it's a great tool for all of us, all the teachers, all the student community also, to make these kind of code comfortable for them and make it available according to the queries or according to their well and wish. And we can say that this particular tool can be used for the tailored version of our this generative kind of thing, and we ourselves. That is why I told you in the beginning itself, in the forthcoming years or forthcoming not years, forthcoming days, we, the teaching fraternity, the teachers, especially in the technological field or any other professional field, doesn't require any kind of explanations or teaching kind of things is required. The student themselves, they find out the solution for these things. Only thing will be considered as mentors or facilitators for them to make them understand to use these kind of tools and let them earn or let them make how to make all the how to earn to make these kind of technology, and how they are building their codes or nodes or resources or something like that, and in the future course of years. And the next advantage or next thing what we can use, what we can do by using this particular Jupyter tool is all about summarization of content. And summarization of content from, say for example, I'm giving you the content summary or content lecture on various other tools. That means they can record, or we can record this particular thing, ask this Jupyter tool make a summary or a sense of what exactly this is, and we can make this particular thing possible through, and that is made through this Jupyter tool, that is content summary from a long document or from long so-called as from audios or something like that, and it can be content can be summarized, and it can be used as a precise notebook and for creating the study materials or something like that. It is possible through this Jupyter tool. And that is a case of content summarization, and the notebooks kind of thing. The tutorials, that is lesson tutorials, can be created out from the larger text to a small notebook. It is possible. Okay, and these are all the major things can be get it done through the Jupyter tool, and Jupyter itself, which is used, it is mentioned as a Jupyter notebook tool, Jupyter notebook tool, and how it can be make use this particular Jupyter tool. Do you have any idea? That means, first of all, it will be working along with our Python. Okay, and so that we need to install an Anaconda, and we have to launch it from that Anaconda terminal, this particular Jupyter notebook. Okay, and we will be how to create our files. That means file will be created in the Jupyter through .ipynb file. ipynb file, it's a Python file, and through that .ipynb file, we can run the code accordingly, and the Python code in the backend or background process, it will be running and information will be gathering to us. Okay. And while we install this particular thing, we'll be having command mode and as well as edit mode will be there, and command mode usually it is called as blue border, and for the edit mode it is considered as it would be generally told like it is a green border. Instead, in the keyboard it is escape and enter. Okay, and that is how we can make use this particular thing, the Jupyter tool, Jupyter notebook. Okay, and how to set up this particular thing? For that we need to set up through the Anaconda, and the Anaconda, which is already included with the Jupyter. For any OS operating system, will be having an Anaconda will be downloaded directly from the Anaconda website. Okay, and after installing that particular thing through the terminal, or the terminal, that means you all know that is the command prompt, and we can navigate to the desired folder by giving a command so called as Jupyter notebook on the command prompt on a particular, that means suppose we are in the command prompt as f:/abc as our directory, and there will be some directory, and from there we can type Jupyter notebook, and when we press enter, this particular a new Python document will be opening as a notebook for us. Okay, and therein we can apply the commands on the blue border. That means by pressing the escape key, it is considered as a blue border, and the prompt or the keys will be present over there, and through that we can enter, we can use that particular key as in the case of our edit mode. Edit mode will be giving the prompt, and according to the prompt we will be what we are prompting, and likewise it will be answering for us. Okay, and that is the way with which we can use this Jupyter tool for the consolidation purpose, or summarizing purpose, or make a merging, or some kind of a code fixing, or that means error fixing or something like that. We'll be using this particular tool for this purpose. Then will be this is all about Jupyter. It's a simple and powerful tool for making the content summarization and all those kind of things. Okay, and have you ever heard about another tool so called as JIT, G-I-T, or GitHub? Have you heard about GitHub? So while we are, I'm hearing about this particular GitHub is from while I was working with an industry, that means we were using a lot of lines coding and for storing it in a file and in a so-called as in the tape kind of thing, and we'll be using that particular coding for our storage. And that storage may break or something like that. It may happen anytime. And for that, we'll be using our cloud or using all these kind of things. Next thing, and latest after forthcoming of our JIT, we'll be creating the folder, or we'll be creating all these things, storage spaces, and storing our code. It is in the case of like what we are storing the codes as like in the tapes. Okay, the advantage of using this particular thing is we can store the codes as such in a running phase kind of thing, and from there we can run those codes from anywhere else across the universe. Okay, that is a major advantage of using this JIT or GitHub. Okay, and basically it also considered as a developer platform. That means why? Because a developer can create and store, as I mentioned, and also they can manage the code, and as well as the running code can be shared among. Okay, and suppose in the case of our teaching fertility, when we are using this particular so-called as our this one, JIT or GitHub, when we are using this particular thing, and for our sake, we are asking our students currently doing their projects and all, and we need to analyze their code and how they had done and what level they had done, and all those kind of things we need to assess or analyze, and for that purpose, and we can ask, we are in a position to ask these guys to store it in the JIT, and the supervisor or the guide of that particular project can assess their coding as in the case of our once the code has been shared through the GitHub, and we can see the running status of that particular thing in our GitHub, and we can very well assess and whether it is right, wrong, and what they have done, all these kind of things. For that, we need to provide login and do it, sign up into that particular JIT, and they can get into that JIT as if like we'll be entering into the Google Classrooms and all, wherein the documents get stored over there, and that is the only purpose. And whereas in this case, and the running code will be getting over the GitHub. Okay, and this GitHub will be providing all sort of services, like it will be providing the access control or bug tracking, or feature tracking or version tracking or something like that, or the continuous integration of our codes will be getting it together. Okay, and that is the speciality, and that is the advantage of our using the GitHub over there. And what is the requirement? As we will be saying that the prerequisite for our GitHub, and for installing that GitHub, we need to create a sign up from a free account on GitHub website, and it is having the version control tool, and that will be version control tool. That means the previous version, current version, and the latest version of these kind of things. It will be working under that particular platform itself, and once if we are logged into that particular thing, we have to create a repository for our live projects or live codes or something like that. Okay, and how can we create that particular thing? And once if you are creating a Git account, we can see a plus sign at the top right corner, and from there it is possible to create a new repository, and for that new repository give a reference name or some sort of a description for that, and for making it as visible to others, make it as a private or public or private visibility. That means we all know the access specifiers of this private, public, and all these kind of things. Why we are giving all these kind of things. Okay, and that option will be there, and initialize with some kind of a readme file or something like that. Okay, and locally we can access through the command terminal or a command prompt, and we can navigate our project in which directory does that particular project lies, and that can be possible. That can be viewed and make changes accordingly in that repository, and okay, and make it as commit. Okay, that is possible through that particular GitHub. Like what is our this is also an tool which will be greatly make ease our so-called as operations of our day-to-day our teaching learning process, or our daily teaching process, and all those kind of things. Okay, the next thing is next tool which I'm going to introduce is an assisting tool of Notion AI. Notion AI is an integrated assistant tool for making the summary. That means, as I mentioned in the Jupyter, it will be summarize or automate the task, or so-called as make the analysis of documents, analysis of 2 or 3 documents together, and it will be gathering the information, or find the information by understanding with respect to the existing one, if there are any changes that happen. All these things can be possible through Notion AI. Okay, and for that it also used for writing new articles or writing new documents, and for that we can use this particular Notion AI tool. That means it's a kind of a we cannot say that it is a fully automated one. with respect to the prompt what we are giving, it will be automate the task together, and it will be giving us what is the required result for this thing, and where we will be using this particular notion AI. That means we will be referring from long notes or something like that, or from reference books or reference articles, or from even if it is referring from various other reports or something like that, or even we will be analyzing with the emails, the contents of the emails, and we need to assess or analyze what exactly it is. For making the reports or creating the database of all these kind of things, we can use this notion AI, and also it is used for creating the action plan and answer for the questions, various other queries put forward, and for that it can be used, and for making the workflows of our various other work to make ease and make efficient that particular work. We can use this particular notion AI, and this can be built by using or getting it done through by signing up of our interfaces of Notion, and by signing up we can create this comparative kind of documents by block. That is block by block. That means a content in a block or a content in a page, and it will be assessing or analyzing from that block of pages and giving us all these kind of results and all. And for that purpose, we can use this particular thing. Okay, and why we require this particular thing is we can assess and create a smooth comparative studies or workflows or something like that, and to build this particular thing, what all things we can do it with the Notion is to we can add certain headings or to-do list or these things, or we can make the links something like that. It is used. It can be used from that means, and it can be created through templates. Where the templates will be available, and in that template we can use this particular thing. Okay, and these are the few tools I'll be introducing with respect to our things, so-called as how we can make ease our teaching and learning process, and if it is in a laboratory session, I can make to see how can we use that particular thing in a workshop model, and that are all the major things we need to discuss on this particular day of our this thing. It is I know that it is a cute kind of articulations to use. So something you might have gathered some information what we can do it in our daily practices through these kind of things. And the first and foremost thing what we need to learn about using this particular thing is how to create that means we need to gather the information about the GPTs of today's. That means generative AIs, those kind of tools for various other purposes, and for when we are using and selecting those kind of tools, we must have to know about what exactly the purpose of our using those kind of tools, and with respect to that tool, when we are using the proper so-called as or properly we need to get the results. That means how we can use that particular thing with the correct prompt. Prompt is a very important thing while we are using all these kind of thing or tools, and otherwise it will give us, or it will end up with some sort of negative effect or adverse effect or something like that. And the tools like these kind of creativity, like Jupyter or GitHub or Notion, something like that, which will be using our the teaching and learning process made ease, and that means only thing what we required is a summarization of a lot many other things which will be creating by our words, and if it is getting done properly, that means our thought process, or that means how we are giving certain ideas and thoughts for our words will be made easy, and they will be understanding what exactly the mentor or mentor like us or the teaching fraternity or the supervisor or guides, they'll be explaining to you, explain to our words correctly. And with that note, we will finish up this particular session of introduction of this particular thing. This is only peripherally, I just made these kind of things to you, and if it is we need to make it as a lively one. It requires our hands-on expertise on this particular thing, and we can experience how we can use these kind of technology and these tools much more effectively and efficiently. And with that note, thank you for patiently listening this particular meeting, or this so-called as a short kind of information sharing to you. And I am also practicing all these kind of things, and if you do have any kind of queries or any doubts or something like that, and you can get in touch with me, so that we'll work together, and we'll have better things get it done for the betterment of our wards, or our students, or whoever we are guiding. And thank you for giving me an opportunity to share this information with you people, and thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for the wonderful session, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, if anyone having any queries, you can please ask. Otherwise, you can put it in the chat box also.
Yeah. Otherwise, you can mail me also. I'll provide my mail ID, so that any queries or any clarification which is required, I'll give you some clarification within the limit of what I am having the knowledge on this kind. And, you can mail me in this.
guess no more questions. So thank you, sir, for this wonderful session, sir. And even you are in hospital situation, sir, but still you reserved some valuable time for us and this session. And we can understand the situation why you cannot present the PPT. But without PPT, still the session was very understanding. And everyone, do not worry, will provide the PPT for the session along with the certificate. And small reminder to all the participants that kindly fill the attendance form, which have dropped it in the chat box after filling the Google form. Everyone can leave. Thank you so much once again. And all the participants, thank you so much for your precious time. And sir, I can understand your situation, and thank you so much, sir, once again.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
I hope that we'll connect in future as well.
Yeah, if at all any other queries or any other requirement in the sense in the case of our teaching and learning and making the pedagogy and all these kind of things, whatever the knowledge in that area I can share with you, and we will associate together. There is no issue, and if you do have any kind of queries or any kind of so-called as anything to be clarified, you can connect to my mail ID so that we'll have a test together with and a great future ahead. And I wish you all the success, and that is Merry Christmas to everyone, and Happy New Year to you. And may this year wonderful year ahead for you all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So,
Thank you so much, dear participants. This is a wonderful FDP, and we can come to the end of this FDP, 5 days FDP, and surely we will let you know the details of certificates and everything. And thank you all. Thank you, sir, once again, and thank you all for joining with us for these 5 days. A long journey, evening time, but you all cooperate very well. Thank you, our HOD, Dr. Lina Abraham, sir, for this opportunity to host this wonderful FDP. And thank you, Sanjana, and thank you, Vaibin, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you all.
Sir, thank you, sir. Thank you, Arun Mukund, sir. Thank you for providing us this opportunity to connect with you. And in future, maybe I'm hoping that we'll connect again, sir. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Please kindly fill the attendance if you don't mind. That is very important. Thank you. Good night.